Yeah, I too have written my speech on paper, not because I'm scared of rambling on, but you know, it's my first time public speaking, and people think because I'm an actor, I'm an ace at public speaking, which is a complete misconception. But about 3 years ago, I had a dream to make a change, and when I was 18, I took the initiative to act upon it. 2 years on, I'm standing here with the hope and desire that I might inspire at least one person here today. So my name is Katrina. I'm an actress, screenwriter, producer and director, and I also run an arts organisation called Boardwalk Bridge Arts. I have three strikes against my name. Number one, I'm a female. Number two, I'm a black female. And number three, I'm a black female brought up in a single parent household. My dad died when I was 5, and I was raised by my mum single-handedly. And I come from Essex. Anyone watch The Only Way is Essex? Yeah? I do too, don't be ashamed. It's fine. It's quite a good show, I will admit that. But many think of Essex and think nail bars, nightclubs, white stilettos. But my experience of Essex is a completely different one. Mine was of racism, prejudice and struggle. But being raised by my mum single-handedly was incredibly tough. And growing up without a dad was incredibly tough. I always had this big hole within me that I wanted to be filled. But at school as well, I was bullied quite a lot. And I was always cited as being different or weird, and you know, I always hated to hear that. But I've always been searching for my talent. I wondered if that big missing hole within me was talent, so I was always searching for what that could be. When I was younger, my mum used to always say to me, even if you don't feel confident, act confident. And that's one of her few pieces of advice that I've actually taken. But it's worked well, it's served me well, so she's clapping there. But so it was unsurprising to me, at least, that I would grow up to become a writer and an actor, because I love escapism. I love performing, and I love words. I love being able to go somewhere to just lose myself, and also to discover myself as well. But to others, that wasn't always the case. During my final year of sixth form, I made what is called the announcement. Someone would say, what do you want to do when you leave school? People would say, I want to be a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a clinical psychologist. Well, Katrina, what do you want to do when you leave school? Well, I want to be a filmmaker. I want to make films. I want to be an actor. But my response was often met with silence. And it was followed by, you can't be a filmmaker. Why not? Well, because you don't look like a filmmaker's supposed to look like. Well, what's a filmmaker supposed to look like? Well, you know, like Steven Spielberg. But despite this reminder of the second strike against my name, I didn't let this deter me. In fact, I channeled it. I see it the same way you tell a child, you know, not to press the red button across the room, but what they're going to do, they're going to want to press it, and they're going to press it. So, same way as they told me I couldn't press that button, what did I do? I went and pressed it. But because I didn't look like Steven Spielberg, I was told that I couldn't and wouldn't ever become a filmmaker, because I didn't look like him. Regardless of my talent, my abilities, my ideas, my boldness, because I didn't look like him, I was told that I could never amount to his faction. But it was during the second year of uni, when I was taking part in a theatre production, that's where my passion for the arts really came to light. My seemingly natural ability to interpret the deep messages being presented made me think that perhaps I had a talent, perhaps I had found my talent. And also by being around people with similar interests and passions as me, it was nice to gain confirmation that perhaps I wasn't different or weird after all. And it was this experience that spurred me on to founding my first creative venture, Amateur Shorts, on May the 1st, 2011, as a place for aspiring filmmakers and actors to gain practical experience, as well as meet and network with other like-minded people. At the time, I had no knowledge of business, but what I did know is that I wanted to help myself and I wanted to help others, and for me that was enough. But I came across an interesting quote the other day. It said, if you haven't fallen off your horse, you haven't been riding long enough. And as much as we dislike it, life has its ups and its downs. There'll be times of elation and times of deflation. And a year on since starting Amateur Shorts, I was still saying, I need a team, I need a team. And people would say to me, your team will come, your team will come. Running a business is hard, more so single-handedly, but more so as a full-time uni student with a part-time job, and even more so as a 19-year-old at the time. But I muddled through and got through my second year at uni with no grades no lower than an A or a B. And I completed my first project for Amateur Shorts, which was funded by Live Unlimited. And unbeknown to me, I was subconsciously forming my team as well. But February this year, two fellow actresses, Sophia Stefanu and Lakeisha Lynch-Stevens, they joined the Amateur Shorts team to help shape its project for 2013. And it was their sheer enthusiasm and support for my creative visions where everything just exploded. And my new company, an umbrella arts organisation called Boardwalk Bridge Arts, was birthed. Your team will come, your team will come. I didn't believe it at the time, but it happened. And not only are they incredibly hard-working team members, they're my friends as well. But Boardwalk Bridge Arts is an arts organisation whose ethos is to bridge the gap over the UK arts cuts. It's an organisation concerned with reinforcing the importance of arts education, as well as dismantling the barriers and eliminating the stigma around the creative industries. Back to what I was saying about making the announcement, I wasn't taken seriously because said professions are not deemed credible professions. But as I always say to anyone, if you want to be a filmmaker, be a filmmaker. If you want to be an actor, be an actor. You don't need approval. What you need is support. And that's what Boardwalk Bridge Arts is about, supporting emerging artists. But when following your dreams, the worst that can happen is that you try and you fail. But your ideas are here. We come up with new ideas all the time. So don't allow yourself to be racked with the thought of what if. You know, do what makes you happy. We have one life. I'm sure we've all heard of YOLO before. You only live once. We all dream, but we don't always act upon our dreams. For fear of failure, who knows? But I guess what I really want to say today is to think big. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid of your dreams. Same way I made the announcement, I want to be a filmmaker, I want to be an actor, I want to change the world we live in for people especially like me. I mean, I am still dreaming, but I'm acting upon those dreams. No dream is too big. If your mind can conceive it, you can surely achieve it. But the question I want to end on is, what is one announcement you could make to someone before you leave here today that could make for a better tomorrow for yourself and for others? Thank you.